You're listening to Trevor Francis on the Tilton Talk Show.
The Tilton Talk Show on srbradio.com.
We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?
Good evening and welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. Crikey, that's loud. We're a man down this evening. We're a man down. We've got somebody fantastic to stand in his place.
We have.
Yeah, he'll be in a bit. Please welcome Paul Hipkiss.
Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you.
Right then, I think we better...
Nick couldn't make it. He's in shock. A state of shock. 3 points.
That's right.
Couldn't quite believe it.
He's on the floor. Yeah. Right, let's crack on. Let's crack straight in to what happened Saturday.
We're going to look at Saturday.
Yeah.
Birmingham City won a game of football.
And was we expecting it?
No.
No.
Well, do you know what?
I predicted
I
it.
know. I had a look on social media. We were massive odds with the Buckleys as well, and you just think it's the Blues way, isn't it? It's just so Blues to play as well as we have done all season and go 8 games without a win, and then rock up to the league leader's own place and go and turn them over.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's been coming from the performances, in all the games apart from probably Middlesbrough away and maybe QPR at home.
Yeah.
All the other games, we've been the better team, and we haven't got what we've deserved. And finally, we get it at the top of the league away. So great. That's going to be great for the players' confidence as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully now Saturday we can back it up with a home win against Ipswich.
I mean, these last 5 games, like we've gone unbeaten. So there's 5 unbeaten now. But like every game that's gone by, you've almost sort of said just get that 3 points and see them fly and see what we can do then. But and I think Monk said it after the game as well that actually the focus is on Ipswich now because there's no point doing what we've done these first 9 games of the season. We've played well, performed well. There's no point going to Leeds and Sheffield United before that. So we've 2 really difficult away games. We've got 4 points from it. There's no point doing that if we're not going to go and capitalise and get the points that we probably should get against the poor Ipswich side now.
No, absolutely. I think as well in the majority of the harder fixtures like Swansea at home, West Brom at home, Sheffield United away, we've been the better team. We've said it's 2 points lost, where really you probably wouldn't have been surprised if we had lost those games. You know, so really I think the improvement is massive. What the job he's doing is just incredible, really, with the resources or lack of resources that he's got. He's doing an unbelievable job, really is, and I think, he's even upgrading, in my opinion anyway, he's even upgrading certain positions without, money. I mean, Pedersen, in my opinion, is a big upgrade on grounds, as good as grounds was for us, in the situation that we were in. I think
he played a big part in the second goal, didn't he?
I think
on Saturday.
Pedersen, I know he made a mistake against the Baggies, but overall, to me, he looks a different grade of player. And Gary Gardner, obviously, I know you're going to agree with this. Check Endoy, for Gary Gardner, he's like, probably swapping a Corsa for a Bentley, isn't he?
Yeah, and Charlie Lakin as well. Came in against Sheffield United and he performed well enough that Monk kept him in the side against Leeds as well. So again, like Wes Harding last season, Charlie Lakin's come in and he's shown confidence in the younger players.
I do feel a bit for Wes, I've got to say that. I think the way he played last 11 games of last season, I thought he was outstanding. So he has been unlucky not to lose his place.
He's been unlucky. I would say, I think Collan has shown he's probably the best right back in the league.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
So the fact you've bought Pedersen in, a proper left back, for Colin to go back to his natural position, linking up with Hotter, which he did at Brentford as well. I think, like you say, it's a little bit harsh on Wes, but the fact that you've got your preferred back four now.
The back four's solid. I think the back four could even be like top 8 quality. You know, it's just the goals in the team have been lacking.
Well, goals conceded, we're pretty high up.
Exactly.
We'd be high up in the table.
Yeah.
And
Lee
only
Camping,
been taking our chances.
Yeah. Lee Camping goal as well seems to be growing with confidence now.
Yeah.
You know,
pulled off a big save towards the end of the game against Leeds.
Yeah. So, and his kicking's good as well. You know, so he's probably not the best goalkeeper we've ever had overall. But saying that though, we
made this point last week. We've been spoiled, haven't we? You know, Joe Hart, Foster, Butland. Yeah. We've Mike Taylor before.
Yeah.
We've been very lucky with goalkeepers over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We are in that position now where we haven't got a goalkeeper like that. But actually, the results and the stats show that he's conceded. What is it? 4? Has he conceded 4 since he's come in 6 games now?
He played against Swansea, didn't he, in the 0-0?
Yeah.
And then
he obviously QPR
0-0.
Sheffield United 0-0.
Yeah.
So he
conceded 1 at Leeds,
against
2 at Forest,
and 1 against West Brom. So
Yeah,
4
so
in 6, is that?
something
or 4
like
in
that.
7?
Yeah.
So
it's not bad.
no, you for teams that QPR conceded 7 in 1 game. So
I thought he should have done better with particularly the second goal at Forest.
Yeah.
But you can't criticise. You got to.
That's where we are, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think we said last week, this is where we are.
Yeah.
This is where we stand at the moment. We're not going to have keepers who aren't going to make any mistakes whatsoever.
No.
Whoever's in goal,
Exactly.
Stockdale made plenty last season. So.
Yeah.
Are any of us any news on Gary Gardner's injury?
He came. He was
I did see
hobbling
somewhere
off
that he's been strapped
towards
up and
the
he's
start
okay,
of
so.
the second half, didn't he?
Yeah.
But then he came back on, but then he took him off. I don't know whether it's we got Ipswich on Saturday, and then it's another Saturday job, and he's looking at a pretty threadbare squad.
But do you think though in those positions?
Keefton Bell wasn't available, of course, as well.
No, but we have. I'm not saying the squad's fantastic.
Yeah.
But we have got you wouldn't turn your nose up if Craig Gardner come in or Clifton Bell to play with Lakin.
No, of course.
We've still got a bit of depth in the areas. So it's just up front for me where we could probably do with another few bodies. A couple of bodies.
It's exciting that we can bring in Charlie Lakin.
Yeah. I mean, he's been outstanding, hasn't he? So
I dread to think how much we spent on paying Czech and Doy for the last year and a bit, but you've got someone like Lakin who's come in now and actually is performing well. So, like you say, probably first choice centre midfield partnership is Gary Gardner and Keefton Bell at the moment.
Yeah,
that's what he's gone with.
Yeah, but we've got competition recently. For places, haven't we?
Keefton Bell goes out, Lakin comes in, and
now
you don't look like you're losing anything, which is
exactly.
Which
and we've still got Davies to come back as well,
of course,
and Vassell. So it's not that bad as it is. But, we just. For me, I'd just like to see all this embargo stuff sorted out, and all this FFP stuff. And like I said earlier, I'd like to think that whenever that day is, Gary Monkey's still the manager and still here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he deserves
rewards,
that. He deserves to be the man that spends the next batch of money that we've got to buy players. Because I'd have every confidence in him making us a real force in this division.
There's hundreds of comments.
Yes, sorry we haven't mentioned. Thanks to everybody who's commenting.
I'll cherry pick a few because there is quite a lot. And Nick says he's going to treat this show as an away day. He's got a litre of Bacardi and Sharon's at work. Brilliant. Kevin says, are we tasting our game to meet superior opposition, or are we going to be consistently good regardless?
I think we're set. We're set up. The QPR game showed this. I don't think we're set up to break teams down. I don't think we're good enough when a team, which is where the focus has to be, making sure that we find a way to do that on Saturday, because Ipswich aren't going to come to us and play free flowing football.
No,
they're going to come and and make it tight. So the good performances that we have, the last 2 results have been away to teams who are playing really well at the moment and confident, and actually we've gone there and created chances of our own, but that's probably because they're coming out at us a little bit.
Definitely. I mean, I'm so impressed with the way we're playing, the amount of chances we're creating, and I'm talking clear cut chances. I mean, some of the misses that we've had in some of the games, you know, been
a bit of bad luck, a lot of woodwork being hit and things like that.
Every game, we all got that feeling it's going to happen.
Yeah,
you said at the start, it's been coming.
It's been coming,
and it is just so typical Blues that it's away to the team who are top of the table at the moment. But you know.
That's typical Blues.
We've had Swansea come to us, who were in the Premier League last year, and we were better than them.
Yeah.
West Brom, who have put 7 past QPR, scoring goals for fun. I saw Neil Harris, the Millwall manager, say something like he reckons Albion could score like 300 goals this season with the firepower they've got. Well, they only got 1 against us, and that was our error.
Absolutely. We were so good in that game.
Swansea. And we probably should have took 3 points from the West Brom game. So
massively.
We're playing very good teams, on paper better teams than us.
Yeah, but we just need to back it up against the lower teams.
And
that's where
the Rotherhams and Ipswich,
that's where we decide what we're going to do this season.
Exactly right.
Because we're not going to go away to the top 10 every week and get a point. We're going to get turned over some weeks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We mustn't forget we've got players to come back in as well.
Yeah, Paul mentioned Davis. Vassell, in that midfield. Yeah. Vassell will make a difference if he comes back fit. Yeah.
So but anyway, I've come on with a question today.
Yes.
I want to ask a question to everyone.
Yes.
So the question is: there's 14 players that have got a Premier League winners medal that at some point in their careers have played for Birmingham City. So it's since 1992 up to today. There's 14 players that have won the Premier League and played for Birmingham City at some point in their careers. So they've got the rest of the show, everyone, to...
we want to know who they are.
If you can answer one at a time and just look at other people's answers so we're not getting the same
Wikipedia
150 times, then that'd be good as well.
Good stuff.
Jez says Ipswich played most of their game against a 10-man Bolton and couldn't hit a barn door, so back-to-back wins is on the cards. That's and this is where we decide whether we're going to be
but we can't get
struggling this season or whether we're going to be a mid-table who knows side. Do you know what I mean? Because these are the games you've got to start winning if you're going to start pushing up the table.
Exactly right.
Points at home to Ipswich aren't ideal. We need to start winning these games more consistently.
I think there's not been a lot of expectation in a lot of the games so far, like where we're going to actually going down there against West Brom and Swansea and teams like that, thinking we're going to win. I've always thought we can win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going down there expecting 3 points, and I'm walking away saying to myself, "How did we not win that?" So if we're playing teams like that off the park, which I think at times we did in the majority of those games, then it's against the teams like Ipswich where we do really need to.
We'll probably have a lot more of the ball against teams like Ipswich.
But we just complacency can set in, so we've got to not be complacent and just turn up, play the way we've been playing, and we could have the game all over by half time if we take our chances and carry on playing the way we have been.
That's the difference. So a few quick ones coming in on the quiz. First answer that I've seen through. Graham Haynes has said Damari Gray.
Correct.
That is correct.
Bruce, I've saw Bruce as well.
Chris White there. Chris White isn't one because he won the old First Division.
Yeah, we're looking since
the Premier League
since '92. Yeah. Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Correct. Is on there.
Andy Cole there as well. Jason
Cole.
Jason Drennan, Andy Cole. Correct.
Martin Swinscoe says Chris Sutton. That is correct. Gary Tidball says Joe Hart is correct.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Paul Gill says Mike Newell. That is correct. That's a good answer. We didn't think we'd get that one. Dwight York, Michael Quinion.
This could be done in 10 minutes.
I know. Yeah, they're coming through.
Yeah. Jeff Kenner.
Jeff Kenner is
good
correct.
One, that is, yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah. Furlong.
Paul Furlong is not on the list. No.
That was he was at Chelsea before Abramovich.
Yeah, before the money that was. Yeah.
Ricky Otto, someone says.
Phil Tedston, Michael Carrick, correct.
Yeah, I meant the Barclays Premier League, not the not the Ryland Premier League.
Yeah. Thomas Kushak from Graham Hines.
Correct.
Haynes. Correct. He's on there somewhere. There we go.
Do we actually know how many there is?
14.
There is 14.
Yeah,
how many are we up to?
We have got one.
Must be pretty close.
Yeah, can't be far off.
4 left. That has gone quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forsell, no. Chleb, no. Ben Foster, no.
Zola?
Zola didn't play for us. Just made a complete hash of managing us.
What about that one? Can you see that one?
Where are we?
Mario Melchior.
Yeah. No.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
No. Again, he was
Left
there before.
Chelsea before.
He came to us, didn't he? That was 2004. I think.
Gronkiar, no.
Lee Camp.
No. Carl Colclough, no.
Ooh.
Yes.
That one?
Upson, correct.
Upson.
Matt
Well
Upson,
done, Darren.
yeah.
Darren Whitehouse,
Another
Upson,
one.
yeah.
All three players who are left are won it at different clubs as well.
Oh, right.
Bentner, no. Right, yes.
Okay.
So Leeds away. Obviously, we've glossed over. We'll have a quick chat about a couple of individual performances. Got to mention Che Adams, obviously, as the match winner with 2 goals. The first one, I think the keeper's a little bit iffy on both, but you know, the look we've had, we'll take it. I think the centre half shielding the first one. I think he's shielded his eyesight. And I think the keeper's gambled on Che going far post, and then
It looks to me though the way he shaped up, he was going to go for the far.
yeah,
And then so he kind of tricked him, didn't he? Really?
And
He was quite a clever player.
But it's pretty close to. It's not massively in the corner.
No.
It's pretty close to the middle. But you know, like you say, he's shaped to put it in that far corner. And I think the keeper's gambled wrong. The second one I actually like. I think it's a really good finish.
Yeah.
You know, the keeper again has got down to it a little bit slowly, but you know, he's confident. You know, we
Sorry, Jesse Lingard is a no.
Jesse Lingard hasn't
Jesse
won it
Lingard
for
broke
Man
through
United,
after
no.
since 2000 and I think it was 2014.
No, Lingard hasn't won it. Andy Skellen says Nicky Butt, he has won it. So we've got 2 more to go.
You said Chris Sutton?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris
we've
Sutton
got
we've
Chris
got,
Sutton.
yes.
Okay, Ben Foster. Carrick. Dunn.
Carrick done. Foster, no.
Damari
Pennant,
Gray.
no.
Pennant.
No. Didn't win one.
Ooh.
So yeah, no, I think if we can just keep up this level of performance, because it's not going to be easy to do this every single game.
No,
is it?
no, and that's the. I think that's the sense of realism that we need here. Yeah,
I don't think the fixtures have been particularly kind to us either.
Yeah.
The first
No, yes.
9 games.
Yeah.
So
the next few away games we got Brentford, Stoke, Derby. Tough away games coming up, but home games we've got. I think it's Ipswich, Rotherham, Reading at home as well, I think.
Yeah.
So the home games that are coming up are ones that we can
go down there with a bit more,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm confident that we're going to perform well with this manager and team that we've got.
Yeah.
But, I'm not expecting us to win, but I don't know, I suppose you should never really expect us to win, should you?
No.
That's dangerous playing.
I can't see who's just put it. Stephen Harley. I've been watching Blues for over 50 years. Experience tells me not to expect to win against Ipswich.
So
that's
true.
the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's Monk's job now to drill it into these players that we've had a fantastic week.
Yeah. I think we've had a fantastic
point against
start.
West Brom at home.
Yeah.
Point away at Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Win away at Leeds, top of the table Leeds. If you can drill that advantage home against Ipswich at home, then we go into Brentford away on a high. Then we go into is it Reading or Rotherham at home? Then one of the two. So these are, and then you start to. I mean, I made a point. Leeds are top at the moment. They lost on 18 points. Bolton are 15th at the moment on 12 points.
Yeah.
So there's no
couple of wins.
Nobody's had a runaway.
No.
9 games and top of the table is on 18. So they've dropped 9 points. Leeds.
Yeah.
Everybody's dropped at least 9 points. You have a good result on Saturday against Ipswich and you're mid-table, and that's how quickly things can change with picking up points and wins.
I just hope now. I mean, obviously we've watched Adams now for a few years, and I think he's a good player. He's got strength, pace.
Yeah.
I just think if he could turn him, just be a bit more prolific. And I think I read something what Monk was saying about him. He's looking for him to try and be, just a bit more prolific in front of goal and work on that. And I think that's all that's missing.
Listen,
if he can turn him into a goal machine,
he's quick, he's strong. If you can get him scoring 15 goals a season,
exactly, yeah.
he's your 10 million plus plus player that people were talking about last season when he was linked to Derby.
And obviously injuries as well have been in the way for him as well, to be fair.
It's not helped,
If he can stay injury-free, play every week, start scoring goals, let's hope this is a springboard for him now.
Was it January or last summer? And he was linked to...
Yeah, I think Fulham wanted him
to Derby and Fulham about 10 million, and 10 million was quoted. And you think it's an awful lot to put on. You imagine you're put in that position. You've had you've come here. You've had a really good start. Let's make that clear. He's not useless.
No,
he's done well for us.
Oh, he's done. Yeah, he's
but then people start talking about £10 million, and as soon as £10 million mentioned, our fans want more from Adams. Then hold on, he was linked. He was going for 10 million last week, and now he's missing sitters against West Brom and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit unlucky in that sense.
I just hope now that these 2 goals are a springboard for him to go on a good run now. Because if he does, he could be unstoppable. He starts putting his chances in more regular.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only really think of the one against West Brom where he put over the bar. There might be a couple more, but overall, I don't think he's missed sitter after sitter. It's not
he got dropped for Bogle.
He did for a bit, didn't he?
He didn't start at Forest because he come on and scored.
Scored a great goal there. So, 3 goals so far. Let's hope he can at least get into double figures this time. So I don't know if he's done that yet since he's been here. I think the most he scored in a season in the league is probably about 6 or 7. But again, injuries in the way.
He's never played a full season.
So no, I like him.
Yes. Hopefully get a big crowd on Saturday, says Jason Drennan. Christopher Fry guesses Giroud. No. Adams is frustrating. He has talent, but he's too lax. If Gary Monk can get the perform, reset, perform mentality into the squad, we could really push on. I think that's really the mentality of every team should be in this division. You've hardly got any time to think about the next game. You've got so many Tuesday, Saturday games. There needs to be that.
Which obviously we've been frustrated waiting for this first win, so that's been a good thing. We've been drawing all these games. So now we've finally got that out of the way, and I'm confident that with these, hopefully, with these next few fixtures that are coming up, we can start to put a decent run together.
Of course.
Start to win a few more.
The question earlier was, do we think that the problems in the boardroom are affecting the team? I suppose the answer is really...
Doesn't seem to be, does it?
Not at all. If anything, it's revitalised them, and it's sort of
closer together, isn't it? Because they know that they're...
I think it's an us versus them. There's the whole EFL points deduction rumours, and that saga doesn't go away. And I think there is a definite mentality that Monk has built, that it's we do our business on the pitch. Whatever happens off the pitch, we can't control. But on the pitch, we're going to control everything we possibly can on the pitch.
Well, I was talking about upgrades earlier, wasn't I, with players?
Yeah.
And the upgrade on the manager from the previous manager to this one, he's just
worlds
you
apart.
Can't even compare him, can you?
No.
It is worlds apart. Yeah. From a side that we're scared to play at home.
Absolutely.
And, we're scared to play football in general.
Yeah. It's a completely different atmosphere in the ground now, and all the fans back to, the fans are connected more with the players now, and vice versa. So he's just been a class act so far, and some of the things he's done, like with, I think it was a child that couldn't make it to the
because his mum was ill, I think.
That's right.
So
even stuff like that, like having that child up at the training ground, and eating with the players, and
his backroom staff as well. He obviously trusts them. Really well. Pep and James Beattie as well, and everybody, Daryl Flahaven, and
this is the best football I've seen us play, in my opinion, since Chris Hughton was here. I know we had some good performances for Rowett, but
probably.
But I think
in terms of style and approach to the game, I think that's probably fair. The siege mentality built by Monk in the face of adversity is class, and that that's Blues, isn't it? I suppose.
That's a bit heavy, Kevin.
If you're going to manage Blues, you've got to get used to that. There is adversity around the corner every week, isn't there?
Yeah.
But Monk's had quite a lot of it to deal with.
Yeah.
He's batted it
But it is frustrating the fact that, you know, every time we think we're onto a winner with the manager, we've got the right man for the job finally.
Yeah.
We've never got money to spend, you know, there's always something in the way. It was the same when Houghton was here, weren't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he got us in the playoffs, you know, but he couldn't.
But he come in the season we went down, so he had to sell it. There was that massive
and
fire
Rabbit,
sale
and when Rabbit
there.
was here as well, obviously. I know
Yeah.
you don't like me mentioning that name on here.
No, that's fine. That's long gone now. I think he's got bigger problems to worry about now than his reaction here. Where are we here?
What about the somebody mentioned about the miss, the Bogle miss, which was what 6 yards?
Oh yeah, Sheffield.
Oh, Sheffield,
Sheffield,
yeah.
Oh,
But that's the chance you've. But if the chances like that, you really should be taking. But when you're down at the table and you're desperate for that first win, those things don't go in for you, you know. And
I think he panicked a bit, didn't he? He had his back to the goal. He had 2 defenders by him, and he was probably a bit anxious. He just went for it, like, and thought, you know.
And whether it's Bogle or Adams, it's, you know, whoever it is, whichever one of them starts, whichever one's on the bench, it's tended that the other ones come on at some point in the second half.
Yeah.
As the season, the way the season's panned out, that striker who's come on has had to do something to help us win the game. And it seems like, you know, Bogle, he comes on for the last 10, 15, and like he did against West Brom, he come on against West Brom and didn't create, really get himself into the game.
No.
It's difficult, you know, you come on and you the fans are desperate for you to make that impact.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been Monk's first choice as a striker for us to sign. Obviously, you know, it's with the restrictions. He's kind of limited to what he can get. So,
of course.
You know, I don't know if he's a championship quality striker. I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of him really to make a final opinion. But the jury's out with me on him, obviously, because, you know, for me, he just hasn't looked. I don't know. I think particularly when he came on for Adams against the Baggies, we looked totally different to me.
Yeah.
Well, they seemed to put more pressure on us then.
Yeah.
Because the pace of us going forward without Adams, because he seemed slow to me, that Bogle. I don't know.
I thought he was. I thought he was supposed to be quick.
But you could really tell when he swapped Adams for Bogle against the Baggies, just wrecking the place. You know, you could see that. You know, we kind of invited them onto us after that, and we just sort of didn't put as much pressure on them as what we was before.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just where we are, though, isn't it, with the strength in depth. We haven't
like
really got it
like we said earlier, that is the situation we're in
we
at the moment.
Back soon, couldn't we?
Yeah, a fit Vassell.
Yeah.
I think you start looking at.
But again, though, you don't want to put too much expectation on his shoulders, because
he's been out for a very long time, and he's not going to come back and get 6 in 6. You know,
No.
If he does, he's incredible. But you know,
he's certainly a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yes, that mentioned some Martin Ward's put is on our list of things to mention, so we'll mention it now. Fair play to David Cottrell for coming out today, talking about his feelings of depression as a footballer. Which is good to see. You know,
it doesn't matter who you are. You know, it can happen at any time to anyone. You know, and the mind's a muscle, isn't it, at the end of the day? And a lot of people don't recognise that. And it's probably the most important muscle in your body. You know, because if that's not right, then the rest of you is just.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of people seem to think that depression is like, it's when you feel
just
sad. It is a mental.
It is. Condition. It is. Yeah, it's an illness.
And as you say, I think he said he was driving in his Ferrari or whatever. You know, he's got all the best life that people could dream of being a professional footballer, but you know, you can't control what is going on.
Absolutely. He said he was in Vegas with his mates, and he was in bed for 2 days. Because he just couldn't bring himself to, you know, face the world for 2 days, and in Las Vegas of all places to get it as well. I can't think of anywhere worse to be with it, to be honest.
No.
So no, fair play to him for doing that. But,
the more people speak out, but
it's an invisible illness as well. That's the other thing.
That's it. People need to speak out about it. For it to get the recognition and the attention that it deserves. So
a quick mention to our TV man this week, who's Paul Gill. Paul Gill, and he
looks an awful lot like Ron Burgundy.
Yes, I know. He didn't want me to use his profile picture for some reason.
Okay,
I don't know. But he got that accolade because of his quip about me and my waist size. So I thought,
okay, on the caption, no, that's a fair point.
Where's this cake, by the way?
Good question. Where are we? Strikers in under 23 scoring lots of goals. Well, maybe that's something we could ask.
So McFarlane.
Yeah.
McFarlane's doing okay, isn't he, for him? And I think we've got a kid called Francis. What's his surname? Atome or something? Or Atome?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember his surname. He begins with an A.
Yeah.
It's Francis something. Atame, I think. And he's got potential.
Yeah.
So apparently pretty good.
Ronan Hale's someone who's mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
On this show.
Yeah.
Most
Ronan
weeks
Hale seems to have been with us for years and years.
Yeah.
And I bet he hasn't. But it just seems like he has, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
when you're in a side that aren't scoring a lot of goals, any striker that you've got on the books is going to be someone who could come in and do the job. But it's difficult. Charlie Lakin has come in and done, performed really well. Wes Harding did it last year, but as a striker, if you're coming into that side, you're coming in to score goals, aren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's a big step up from under 23 football or whatever you've been playing to the cut and throat championship football.
The problem is obviously the most expensive players are strikers because goals win you games, don't they? I know goalkeepers obviously have a big part to play, but your top strikers cost a lot of money and. If you want a good goal scorer in this division, you ain't going to get one for 10 grand a week, are you?
No, of course. And
so we've got
again, they're the restrictions. So
I would have thought during the course of the season, if we're still struggling to score goals, obviously putting the Leeds game to one side for a minute, if we are still struggling, we're still creating loads of chances and just not taking enough of them. He'll probably look at that and I know he's in regular contact with the under 23s. Talking to Richard Boone and Robert.
Good relationship.
So that helps, So I'm sure that if there is a new kid on the block who can make it into the first team and hit the ground running, especially for scoring goals, then I'm sure we'll see him before long.
And like you say, he's shown in the last 12, however long, not even 12 months he's been here. But Harding, Lakin. He's not afraid to.
He's not afraid to give you chances. No, not at all.
If he thinks that they're going to be good enough, he will give them a go.
Yeah.
Matt Wilkes, Morrison, and Dean seem to have formed a good partnership.
Absolutely.
I think that certainly is
solid.
Is the back to.
It's good to see Morrison back to his best as well.
Yeah.
Because he had a bit of a bleak spell, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's good to see him back in and leading the team because he's a good player, isn't he? Really, for nothing. He's been a good signing.
I think Rabbit's first signing,
probably
wasn't
his best signing as well.
So the fact that he's still there now.
Yeah.
Gary Monk, a former centre half himself, so he'd know what he'd want from his centre back partnership, and Dean is.
Brilliant.
The pair of them have struck up a really good partnership, and like we said, Colin at right back as well.
Yeah, Pedersen left back.
Yeah,
and then again, when you look beyond that, you've got you've got Harding, you've got Cogley,
Roberts can come in.
So I think we're okay at the back, and we've got a bit of strength in depth there as well.
Wasn't Shay mentioned in the team of the week?
He was.
Monk was the manager as well.
EFL team of the week.
Right.
Adams was in it, and Monk was managing it. Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's the EFL trying to butter us up before they before they take the 12 points that we've accumulated off
with
them.
one hand and out the other.
They must be waiting for us to get to that 12-point mark before they actually take them all away.
Yeah.
But
it wouldn't surprise me at all.
And Mandy says in the good old days we picked from the reserve, which is that's how we did it in the old days. Just picked from reserves.
But that's where we stand at the moment. We're not going to be able to bring people in. We know that. So that is our, if we're struggling and we need players.
We are due a good goal scoring striker from our academy. It's been a long time. I can't really remember. I mean, probably AJ was probably the last really good one I saw.
Yeah, probably.
But that was probably before he was, he really made it as well because obviously he went to Palace, didn't he? And that was when he sort of
got his goals.
So to see a kid come through the reserve, the U's now.
Yes.
And get into the first team and bag like 15, 20 goals a season would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Obviously we've had Gray and Redmond, but they're not out and out goal scorers.
No. So it would be good to see.
Yeah.
Because in all my years going, I don't think I've actually seen one. Apart from maybe I'll probably say AJ is probably the best I've seen. Andrew Johnson from the academy as a centre forward.
I
can't think of any more at the moment while I'm on the spot here now, but that's
there you go. Ronan Hale's been at the Blues for 4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
45 years.
What? 20.
When was his testimonial? That's what I want to know. And Mark Adams, Dan Scarr could be just as good as Roberts. There's another one that we've got.
That's another one we got.
In the wings, who's had experience out on loan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we haven't really got a reserve left back, have we? You'd probably put Colin over there, wouldn't you, again, and play Harding right back?
So. I would imagine so.
Yeah, but that's fine. We did fine with that, didn't we, last season, last 11 games?
Yeah, that's
so
how
Steve said, what's up with
stayed
Craig Gardner? I don't think there's anything up with him, not Craig.
Well, he got sent off, didn't he?
Did he take a knock in training? I think he took a knock in training as well.
Yeah.
But I think he's okay.
Who did he get sent off against? Away from home?
Middlesbrough,
yeah. But obviously we've got... we've brought Gary in now, and that midfield partnership of Gary and Kieftenbeld was working for us. We've had good performances with it, and I think that's where we need to look now. We get a team, and if it plays well, that's our team. Yeah. And everybody else is going to have to work damn hard to take somebody else's place.
Yeah. He seems to have settled in really well, doesn't he, Gary Gardner? I know obviously he lives in the area anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously his brother's here, so
that's I think those help.
Yeah.
I think what also helps is a footballer that knows that he's happy to have the ball, and he knows what to do with the football. And I'm not being funny. Well. We haven't had that for a hell of a long time. So you could have got anybody in and. If they were happy on the ball, they'd have gone down a treat with us.
He's certainly making up for his goal celebration against us with his performances for us.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Yeah, because we'll never forget that.
He's a passionate player, though. Sometimes it can work against him.
Well, Devlin had I think it was on your No Holds Barred show, wasn't it, with Devlin, or was it when he came in? He guest showed, didn't he? When I was in America.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, no,
that's it. And Nick asked him if it came to it and you weren't getting football and Villa came in for you, and you struggled to find a bigger Blues fan than Devs, and he said, I'd go and play for him because he's a professional footballer and he wants to play football. If Gary has a brilliant season and we stay up and we can sign players and Monk wants him, then who's to say he won't be here for 5 years?
I'm all for it on his performances so far. It's a short career, isn't it?
Of course.
And I've always said this. I'd rather be playing. If I was good enough.
Can he play against the Villa system, Smith?
I would highly doubt it.
Oh, do you reckon?
I would highly doubt that they'd let.
Good question. That is actually. I'm not sure about
that. I mean, could you imagine if he got the winner against them? Could you imagine?
Well, it'd be like Christmas.
For us it would, but there'd be absolute uproar across.
I'd love to see a celebration if he did.
What would he do?
Good luck getting your head around that.
He'd probably get his brother to celebrate for him.
Yeah. You'll have to set this one, Craig. Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Paul Gill and Benji Smith says no.
Chris, just before we go any further, because Rob will be on his. I just want to explain something about that shirt that's appeared on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, because that's
box of raffle tickets that was on the table.
It's a signed shirt from the club, certified, just like me, certified, and we're selling raffle tickets to win it. They are now. If I've got this right, they're £1 each, or £4 a strip. What we're going to do online is that if people want them, we'll give the PayPal number out. Message me, then I'll put this on screen a bit, and then I'll write the names on the back and the telephone numbers and take a photograph of them. So basically, they've got a copy of it as well. So that's what we're going to do. I think it's up to about it's over £100 so far raised.
Okay, fantastic.
On the t-shirt.
I'll have a strip.
Put
me down for a strip. Yeah.
Good stuff. Okie dokie. So message me if you want a strip.
And that is
if you want a strip
this season. Don't message him for God's sake.
I've been told to mention
just confirm that is this season's home shirt.
It is, yes, with
Tilton Talk Show number 1 on the back, and it's signed by
the whole squad.
This season's current squad.
Season's squad, yeah. That's and we'll be selling tickets again, I believe, at the Walkabout shortly, and we have a secret weapon in selling these tickets. And if you want to know what the secret weapon is, you need to go to the Walkabout on the next time we're selling them.
Oh.
But she's gorgeous.
Okay.
Have people got these other 2 players yet?
Yes, two more players. I'll tell you who we have had. Players who have played for Blues at some point in their career and have a Premier League / Premiership winners medal, 1992. Nicky Butt, Andy Cole, Michael Carrick, Steve Bruce, Dwight York, Thomas Kuszak, Joe Hart, Mike Newell, Chris Sutton, Jeff Kenner, Matthew Upson, and Damari Gray. They're the ones that we have had answers, and we are looking for 2 others.
Good stuff. Right,
Paul Gill says he's happy to buy some tickets.
Brilliant. Message me. £1 a ticket, £4 a strip. Lovely jubbly.
Susan Shepherd has mentioned Derby County ticket details have been confirmed today. The club have been supplied with a full allocation of 3,145 tickets, which include 3,129 reserved and 8 pairs of wheelchair spaces. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a sellout. It normally is Derby. Stoke sold out. We're going to have Villa coming up as well. It's pretty soon.
Incredible support, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. If we keep going the way we are, we're going to get more and more of these sellouts.
Yeah.
I've got to also mention, because it also on the back of this shirt it also says Excessi Blues. But I've cut it out, not deliberately.
Okay.
Not deliberately, but yeah, Excessi Blues, who are our partners this month, and what fantastic work they do
They
in
do.
the community.
Brilliant work.
Fantastic.
So we've had Les Seeley and Nigel Winterburn, which are both unfortunately no.
Somebody says, Pete Taylor says, give us a clue, who did they win the Premier League with? One of them won the Premier League with Arsenal, and the other one with Chelsea. So both London clubs.
How many are we looking for now?
Still 2.
Still 2, right?
Jesper
Okay.
Grankian, no.
Okay.
Barry Horn, no.
No.
Makeda, no.
£32 a ticket for Derby, Nick Spall says. Disgusting.
That is a lot in it, really, for that.
Is a
Well, isn't
lot.
that about right?
Did we pay?
How much was
I don't
Leeds?
remember paying 30. Well, Leeds was 37, but
Exactly,
Leeds is always 37 because the idiots at Leeds who are sitting in the same stand with the same view decided that they want to pay 37 quid.
Well, do you think Bolton cottoned on, didn't they, at the end of last season? Obviously, that was incredible.
Well, you'd have thought so.
4,500 there, was it?
You'd have thought so for 15 quid a ticket. And
Exactly,
then this
that's
year
what
it
I
was
mean.
back to 30.
That's what I mean. They cottoned on
Yeah.
to charging a cheap price to away
Yeah.
fans. It backfired on them last season because we obviously beat them. And
Yeah,
I think, we were the 12th man there.
Maybe that's
I was
why,
there.
yeah.
The atmosphere was incredible.
It was brilliant.
So,
yeah, I
this
was there
season,
last
obviously,
year,
they've thought, no, it's going to be double, so we'll have half the fans. you
Yeah.
know, so.
Larson, no. Kleb, no. Melchior, no. Forsell, no. Anders Limpar, no. Jermaine Pennant, no. Bentner, no. Martins, no. No.
Another announcement as well, another couple. Right, okay. We need a regular carer chap for Acox Green. A carer for a chap in Acox Green needs picking up and dropping home, and you get a free match ticket for anybody interested. 2nd of October. We're looking to do a live big screen night at the walkabout again. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Where they're going to hold a draw for the shirts on Facebook Live at half time. And there you go. And second fundraiser. Okay, we'll talk about that another time. But there you go. We need somebody who can.
So is that sitting with the guy?
Yeah, somebody regular.
In what stand?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm guessing.
Will that be in the
GM,
in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
In the cop, isn't
accessible
it?
bit.
So it's in
There's
the
a
cop
copy
on
in the
left-hand
corner
side,
bit
isn't
there,
it?
yeah.
There's one there, and there's one in
There's
the
one by the
Gilmerit
entrance. There you go.
Gilmerit Lower, isn't there, by the
that's
tunnel?
right,
Yeah.
Okay.
So they need a regular carer for a chap in
Adrian
Acox
wants to know if he's been ignored on purpose.
Who?
Adrian.
What's he think I'm doing now?
I don't know.
This is his
is
announcement.
this his bit?
This is his bit. Come on.
He's so impatient. Carl Jenkinson, no. Bentley, no. Dunn, no. Johan Giroud, no.
Limpar, no.
Limpar, no.
Chris Sutton, we've said that a few
Chris Sutton
times.
has been answered.
David
yeah.
Seaman, bit too.
Who?
David Seaman.
Correct.
Correct. Oh, he said it a couple of times. I missed it.
Oh, who was that?
Who said
Well
David
done.
Seaman? I ain't seen him.
Martin Swinsko. Yeah,
Martin.
he did say him. Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, David Seaman is correct.
So one more then?
One more.
One
Who
more.
played for Chelsea? and Blues.
Chelsea and
won
Blues.
his league winners medal with Chelsea, and had a not a massively long spell at Blues.
Oh, right, okay. Back to the carer. It's
sorry,
ambulant disabled in main stand, I believe, says Steve Portman, the lad that needs the care. Yep, okay, that's fantastic. So get in
free
touch.
match ticket if you can pick this guy up from Acott's Green and drop him back, and he'll sit in the main.
He's
stand.
a big Blues fan as well, so he desperately needs to get to the game. He needs to get
someone
to the
can do that.
Yeah.
Adrian's saying Christopher Ray. That's no.
Boga, no. Gronkiar, no. Forsell, no.
No. Adrian House says Christopher Ray, no.
No,
it's not.
Christopher
He didn't
Ray,
even play for Chelsea, did he?
No, I think it was Arsenal, wasn't he? Yeah. Boga, no. Gronkiar, no. Jez Hemming. Spread the word. If any Blues in North Wales are interested in getting a Blues club going up here, get in touch with me. So anyone up in the north of Wales who fancies getting a supporters club going, a group going,
Be somebody up there,
surely,
yeah. We got Welsh fans.
We're massive.
Yeah.
We're a massive club.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
I'm massive. I'm massive.
Someone's put John Terry.
Was Michael Carrick on the list?
Michael Carrick was on the
He was
list.
on the list,
Yeah,
Melchiot?
Melchiot, no.
Melchiot. We signed Melchiot and Jesper Gronkiar in the same summer, and that was the summer when Abramovich took over at Chelsea.
So, yeah, they just qualified for the Champions League, haven't they? I think under Ranieri.
Yeah,
and then Ranieri got the sack.
Yeah, and then Mourinho come in.
I think we had those. Yeah,
so we had them two.
Zola, no. Zola didn't play for us.
Martin Latka,
no.
Where did we have him from? I don't think he came from Chelsea, did he?
No, he was
he was from a
yeah. Yes. Yes. So, Chris, do you want to try and get in touch with our guest for the evening? I will have a quick mention while we're waiting for Blues women, who in the last week have beaten Brighton at home and Reading away in the FAWSL. They've now played 6 games since the start of the season, 3 in the league, 3 in the cup. They've yet to concede, and they've won their last 5. Obviously the 1-0 win against Reading on Sunday took them to the joint top of the table with Arsenal. Both played 3, won 3. So it's been a brilliant start to the season. Yet to concede. I think we're the only. I'm right in saying we're the only team who haven't conceded in this season in all the games that they've played. So a brilliant start for them. We play Man City at home on Sunday. 12:30 kickoff. So if anybody wants to back the women's team on Sunday, 12:30 kickoff against Man City, who have been up there and thereabouts, a really good team in the last few seasons. So it'll be a big litmus test to where we are. Yeah. So it'll be a really good test to see where we actually are with this group. Whether we are legitimate challengers or whether we've just had a really good start to the season. But yeah, so that's Sunday at 12:30 at Solihull Moors, Blues women against Manchester City. So we have, hopefully on the line, our very, very special guest for the evening, Mr. Paul Robison. Are you there, Paul?
How are you doing?
How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I've got my phone tonight. Sorry, fellas.
No, it's okay. No problem whatsoever. Thanks for joining us.
No worries.
So, just we'll start with the under-23s. Had a game today.
Yes.
How did they get on today?
We lost 1-0 today.
Okay, well, is that was Crewe? Is that correct?
Yeah, Crewe away. Yeah, we played Crewe away today. Yeah.
And how did the game go? Your thoughts on the game overall?
The lads done really well. It was just one of those games where nothing went. Like, we couldn't put the ball in the net. That was the only thing that was missing. We had a lot of chances. played really well, and just that clinicalness about us today just cost us the game a little bit. But they're young lads; they're still learning, they're still developing, but we can see a lot of positive signs now with the group.
That sounds an awful lot like you could have said that about the first team this season for a lot of their games. Is that something that's just going to come with experience and age, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And the more that the 23s get used to the system, because we're exactly the same as the first team. The manager wants us linked with the first team, so everything that they do, we mirror. And it's great for the young lads is that the manager pays a lot of interest in, and he gives them the opportunity to prove themselves that they can possibly play first team football and step up when he needs them to. And I think we've seen that with the likes of Charlie Lakin, Wes Harding, Bez Labala, Viv Solomon and Connell Truman. They're all in and around the first team, so it's great. It's great for these young lads.
Yeah, very proud, I would imagine, coaching these players day in, day out, and then getting to see the likes of Wes and in the last week, Charlie Lakin, making that step up, getting into that first team and really making their mark on the team.
Yeah, it's fantastic for the club. The club to sort of see the homegrown lads that have come through the academy, and they've been given an opportunity. I mean, it's only my first year working with them on a coaching side of things. I was always sort of a mentor for them as a player, just to sort of get them mentally prepared for first team football, and would always have good chats with them about certain things through the games and in how they played. So for me, it's totally different now on the coaching side of things, because we don't see a lot of them because they're generally with the manager. They're mostly with the manager now and doing their session. So, yeah, it's always great when they can come down to the 23s and play the odd game just to keep their fitness up if they're not involved. But like you say, I think they've gone from strength to strength, and they're a credit to themselves with their attitudes and the way they've dedicated themselves.
We've been having a chat tonight about obviously Che Adams got the goals on Saturday to get us our first win of the season, but we were having a chat about strikers, goal scorers coming through the ranks, not just under 23s but age groups below that as well. Is there anyone you think that you're looking at and some of the group are looking at bringing in possibly this season, next couple of seasons, who could really make a mark?
Well, you look at the likes of Carl McFarlane, who's been scoring quite a few goals week in, week out for the 23s. You've got Odin Bailey, who obviously pops up with important goals. So you've got good lads there who have also been in and around the first team. They've trained on pre-season camps with the gaffer and the squad. So he knows, but he also knows that they still need a little bit more development. They still need a little bit more physicality to toughen themselves up. But the door's never shut, and that's the great thing with the gaffer. He always leaves the door open for the youngsters to when he needs them to come back in and make sure that they're ready. So yeah, there's good signs obviously below with the younger kids. There's a few more in the younger age groups that still have plenty of time on their sides, and they're still developing. But the manager's got his squad at the moment, which is obviously Juki, Shay, and you've got Viv and Bez who can play up top there, and you've got Omar who's come in. So the gaffer's got his striker options there. But for us, backup wise, obviously Odin and Carl McFarlane, you would think that they might be the next ones that are given a chance, but that's the manager's decision.
Yeah, of course. What would you say? You mentioned last season you were the the wise head, if you like, someone for the younger players to look up to and ask questions about, coming into the first team. What would your main bit of advice be? That the biggest difference between under 23 underage group and first team football.
The biggest difference from first team football to 23s is the physicality. So it's the physicality and the tempo, the different types of speed. When you play a lot of good teams, it's 1 and 2 touch, whereas sometimes 23s football or academy football can be a lot of touches in possession and get the ball taken off you. So it's sort of getting them into their minds that they're good enough to play at that level, and to just possibly use the ball well and move it around the pitch as quick as possible and not think too much. They're all good players, but as you say, it has to come from the player themselves. You can put them on the right guidelines, but at the same time, they have to believe in their own ability that they're good enough to play at that level, which I do believe that they are, and they're showing it, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Paul Hipkiss, a good friend of yours, in the studio tonight. Paul,
good old Paul.
Any questions?
All right, Paul.
Oh, yeah, you okay?
Is Paul Devlin still tying you out, mate? Is he?
He is, yeah. I'm struggling for words. You see, I'm speechless now. Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask you, Robbo, from during your career at Blues, who was the best player you played with, and what was the most memorable game?
Well, it was a good one. I think the most memorable game for me was Crystal Palace away when we destroyed them. Yeah. Was it 4-1? No, 4-0. Was it
4-0? I think.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that all-round performance-wise was unbelievable. I mean, we had a young squad, and it was a game there that we'd never expected to go and win it against a strong Crystal Palace side, and we went there live on Sky as well, and proved what a good team we really are. And with regards to one of the best players you played with, you've got to look at the likes of Nathan Redmond, young, enthusiastic, so much talent, but still learning at the time. He was still developing as a player. Yeah. Obviously, I was surrounded by people like David Murphy and Stevie Carr. Obviously, I was gutted not to have the opportunity to play with Stephen Carr because of his injury. So that was a bit gutting. But yeah, I mean, Blues, they've been renowned for having good, honest players, and I've enjoyed working with a majority of them players. Damari Gray as well, another talent, Jack Butland, who's now they've all gone on and doing better things. So there's a good selection there. But yeah, for me, standout one would probably be Nathan Redmond, just because he had that little bit extra special about him.
Yeah, absolutely. That in that 4-0 Palace game as well, I'm pretty sure he played, but he definitely played during that spell. Ravel Morrison. We mentioned about the under-23s, the biggest difference, attitude. Certainly there was no question about Ravel's talent, and I think there was rumours about him coming back at some point last season as well. How does someone like Ravel, with such unbelievable ability, how has he not progressed as far as he should have in the game? Knowing him, I think
that you can only ask Ravel that question. I mean, the talent speaks for itself. The ability that you used to see in training of what he could do to the opponents and in games, it was unbelievable sometimes to see. It's just the only person you can ask that question about Ravel is Ravel. I believe that he could have gone on to be top player, play for England, play for his country, without a shadow of a doubt. But it's only Ravel that could answer them. Unfortunately, it's a sad story sometimes when you see it, that he's had to go out to Mexico to play football, and he's back now at Lazio, obviously training by himself, I believe. So again, it's difficult. It's a difficult time for him, but this is football. Sometimes you don't have any friends out there who can look after you, and his talent would be a serious waste if he was to let it go after it, if he leaves Lazio. Yeah,
I think that's the perfect word, isn't it? It just definitely it feels like such a waste of such a talented footballer that he's out training on his own now, where he clearly doesn't want to be there. I'm sure he'd much rather be playing football somewhere, but it really does feel a massive waste of a talent there.
I think more so as well, he's exactly the type of player that the Blues are crying out for. Right?
Yeah.
For the last couple of years, really. That ball-playing midfield player that can create chances through the middle as well as because we've been doing it from out wide.
Yeah.
Through the middle, if we had that player that could get maybe 8 to 10 goals a season from midfield and create a few assists as well, then it would make all the world of difference.
Yeah.
Let's hope Gary Gardner can do it though as well.
Yeah. How do you? I'm sure you've seen most of the games, the first team games this season. Obviously, up until Saturday, the results hadn't been going for the way really we deserved. The performances have been very, very good. What do you think the difference? Was it just that little bit of luck? Bouncing in off the post rather than out off the post and things like that. Is it just that little bit of luck that needs to change and then we'll click into gear?
Yeah, well, I think we have been clicking into gear. It's just, like you say, unfortunate that we haven't been getting the results in front of the goal. Obviously, was a big problem where we weren't being clinical enough in front of goal. But other than that, we pretty much dominated most of the games and controlled the teams. Like you say, we just unlucky that we wasn't being ruthless enough with teams. and it was only a matter of time before things did change. And obviously, when you're watching the highlights from Leeds, we've had pretty much a share of the game and won it with 3 points, which is the most important thing. Sometimes it doesn't matter how you play as long as you get the 3 points, and we've been playing really well and not been getting the 3 points, and that's been the problem. But now we seem to have got that over that hurdle of getting it, and now hopefully we can kick on, because I think everyone can see the way that the team's playing and what the manager's what he's brought to the club and his staff and the togetherness, and it's fantastic to see now.
Yeah, we were mentioning earlier as well that there's not a Leeds were top of the league when we played them. They still are at the moment, but there's not a massive. Last season, Wolves and Cardiff started like a steam train, and they just kept going. And nobody seems to have done that yet this season. So, a couple of wins here or there, and we're back up to mid-table rather than languishing around the bottom. And that must give the squad confidence as well, that actually we're not a million miles away from being where we deserve to be.
No, exactly. I mean, the squad's always been confident. It's just like you say, it's just been getting that first win. The manager's always positive. There's a positive atmosphere around the training ground. The lads seem to have a great buzz about them where they've got that togetherness, and they've stuck together. Whereas we've seen it before. We've seen it when I've played. Is you get a certain group and you lose confidence, and the fans. You can feel the pressure from the fans. You start to lose that confidence, and you don't feel good. Everything wants to swallow you up. Like you say, strikers. We've been getting loads of opportunities to score goals. Maybe before we wouldn't have been getting them chances, but we're creating a lot of chances, and we've been doing it week in, week out, and it's great to see. But like you say, that for Shay now will give him a lot of confidence. The 2 goals at the weekend, because he's been in the right areas, but he's just not been having that final touch, that final finish for him. But 2 good goals at the weekend now will give him a big lift. And like you see it with all strikers, if they're not scoring goals, their confidence gets low, and they can go missing. But fair play to our lads. They haven't been missing. They've been putting themselves in the right positions and still kept going. And it's brilliant to see that on Saturday they took them. So hopefully now for the strikers now, that'll give them all a big lift.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously as fans we get carried away like crazy, ridiculous. So we go to Leeds and win, and then so naturally we got Ipswich at home on Saturday. So we're all planning where we're going out on the night after another 3 points. But obviously as a player, you've got to focus on that game. And is it a combination of players and manager who really focus on that very next game and not get carried away? Now,
yeah, of course. The manager's always game by game. He's never planning a game ahead. His main focus now will be Ipswich at the weekend and how they can beat them. He's played it the way that we play. Stick to that. Believe in what we're doing and where we're trying to go as a club. And hopefully then we'll get the 3 points again. Ipswich will be another test like every other team in this division, because it's a tough division with all the teams that you play against. But with the way that we're playing and the structure that the manager wants us to play, we'll believe that we can go into every game now and win it. But his main concern will be focusing on the Ipswich game and looking to get the 3 points.
Absolutely.
Robbo, you've played in the Premier League and the Championship, obviously, and would you say the Championship is probably more competitive than the Premier League? I don't mean physically, I'm talking, like as a league where literally anyone could win it, and anyone from, sort of, I don't know, 19th upwards, say, could probably get promoted,
Yeah, it's mental. It's a mental thing. The Championship, it's mentally draining when you're Saturday, Tuesdays, Christmas time when obviously everyone's off, families-wise, and everyone's around. You've got games, so you've got to prepare properly and you've got to look after yourself properly. So everything's a mental challenge for you in the Championship. Whereas the Premier League, you've got them weekends where you'll have a Saturday, so you get the midweek break where you're getting your rest in, and it's not. Sometimes it can not be as tense as what the Championship is, because you're in a battle. Every game's a battle, no matter what you do. And it is, for me, it's more mentally challenging than playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of questions from some of our listeners have come through.
Yes.
Access and the fixtures for under 23 games. I think the question was, when is the next one going to be at St Andrews, and which ones can we and can't we come to? So the ones at West Hills, can anybody come to those ones, or?
Yeah, they're all open for fans as well. Yeah, on a Saturday. So we're at home Saturday to Sheffield Wednesday at the training ground.
Okay.
So that'll be 12 o'clock kick-off, that one. Yeah, and that's as far as I know, that's access to fans to watch.
Yeah.
And likewise at Solihull Moors and at the ground, they're all available for the fans to come and watch. Yeah, obviously the first team, a lot of fans have the first team priority, which is fair enough. But obviously, if fans can't get to the away games, then it'd be great to show the support for the young lads and give them the full backing. Yeah.
Somebody, I can't find who it was now, mentioned about when you're on Sky Sports doing your punditry. How difficult is it to remain impartial at times, especially during the games where you're punditry on Blues?
Well, I think you have to be honest. I've always been someone who's honest. Yeah. Yes, it's sometimes you can see things that all right. People might think, well, why did you say that? It's what I see. What I see is what I say. If it's not good defending, I'll say it's not good defending. That's just.
So what you see? There was a quiz show about that once.
I'm just being open-minded and talking about the game of football that I love, that I've played for so long, and but I do it with all teams. It won't be just Blues, West Brom, or Bolton, or the teams that I played for, Watford. It will be in general. If I'm doing other games, I won't sit on the fence. I'll give my honest opinion about the game. Yeah.
I think that's what people want to see, isn't it? When they're watching these games, they want the pundit to be as honest as possible. And it was Nick Spall, our normal host, who unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening, wanted to ask about your feelings at that Fulham game, on the last game of the season, a game that meant so much to us, in terms of staying up, but obviously your last game, not just for Blues, but professionally as well. Your feelings and emotions when you came off the bench during that one.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable feeling. The best send-off you could possibly ask for. Obviously, I didn't even know I was going to be on the bench. The manager didn't tell me until I got to the ground. I hadn't been involved in squads before, so...
Class, wasn't it, from Gary Monk, that, Robbo? Class act.
I didn't really expect it, to be fair, that I was going to be on the bench, but it was a great touch, and it sums the manager up as a person, is that he wanted me to have that final goodbye, and it was an unbelievable feeling for me, for my family as well. When my family were at the game, they was all watching from a box, So yeah, it was a lovely touch, and I'm very grateful for all the support that I've had over the years. You still think about it, you still get that emotions, because the noise was just insane. Just hearing the noise and the reception I got, and from the lads, the support leading up, not only the last week, but the weeks when I was back in training with them, and the support that they'd shown towards me was. It takes your breath away sometimes, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful to have worked with an honest bunch of lads who have always give their all, and that's all you can say is that I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, obviously Gary was the manager who did that for you and arranged for that to happen. How lucky are we to have him? I'm not dissing, or criticising particularly any previous managers. Probably not the time or place to do that. But how lucky are we to have Gary as manager at the moment?
I think we're very lucky. I think we're very lucky indeed. He's a young manager, still learning. He's been at some great clubs where he's developed over the years to be where he's at now. He's got a system well organised. He's got the players believing in their own ability, not only in themselves but in the group. What he's done well is that I find that he's brought the fans back on side with, and he's brought the club together, where the players and the fans are now connected as a whole. I think the whole buzz, the things that he does, he's very active on social media and Twitter, and in what he believes is right, and in the way that he feels that he can connect with certain people. I think it should give players an insight into how to behave and how to act as well, especially young lads. I think they should look at that and the way that he conducts himself. And this club, I think he respects the club, and he knows how big it is and how great it is, and where he wants to take it. He has a plan, and I don't think we've seen that for a long time. Is where he wants to take this club, and that club could be over into the Premiership, but that could take 2 years. It could take 3 years, but as long as he's in charge, that plan, it's the only reason. It's the only way forward for me is that they give him that time to do this.
And in terms of, obviously you know him very well. There's so many different rumours, different stories about points deductions, whatever happens to the club. You can't see him walking away at any point from this project. You mentioned he's got a plan. He knows where he wants to take the club.
And I think he's openly admitted that. He's not worried about what goes on. He's always stated that's none of his business. His business is to concentrate on the lads, to make the lads connected, to get them playing the way that he wants them to play, and to go and just get 3 points each week. And that's all you can do as a manager, I believe. You can't worry about what goes on behind the scenes. It's his job. He's dedicated to doing that. And when you see him on the training pitch, he works extremely hard to get the team functioning in the right way, to get them prepared, ready for games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone asked you earlier, who's the toughest opponent that you've ever played against?
Toughest opponent?
Yeah.
Oh, flip me. There's been quite a few, but obviously the only one that stands out is Cristiano Ronaldo, without a shadow of a doubt, just because he was new to the Premiership and you never really knew what he was about. And one game he could be unbelievable, the next game he could be totally awful. But that was the way that he was a young lad, and he was under a great manager in Sir Alex Ferguson, who was teaching him the game. And we've seen where he's at now and the levels that he set. I'm glad I played him at that age and not now.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you know what? That's hard work as well, isn't it? So you've got someone, arguably the best player of the last 10 years in the world. But like you said, when you were playing him, he was in and out. Just some games good, some games bad. But it's all about working so hard and making sure that you can be the best you can be.
Exactly, and as a player, I was always focused on studying the players I played against. So my winger, who was I playing against? Right, what does he do? How does he do it? But with Cristiano, you would never know, because he was always that special player that could do anything. So you always just had to prepare yourself as best as possible with everything that he tried to do. But on the day, it was just that bit of luck who come out on top.
Absolutely. Obviously, hopefully. We're talking a few years down the line, because I'm sure us guys here would love Gary Monk to stay in charge for quite a long time and see through his plan. But managing Blues, managing anybody really, is that where you see your career going in the future? Yeah,
definitely. I have a plan myself. I've always had it since I started coming towards the end of my career. I had a plan to do my coaching badges, to go into coaching, to develop, to start from scratch, like I did as a player, to start from scratch. And one day, hopefully, that opportunity will come for me. Who knows where it will be, but the challenge, I'm sure, will be one that I'm looking forward to, and we'll see where it leads me to. But yeah, one day, I'd love the opportunity to manage. If it is this club, then great. One day, that's one day though. That could be 5 years. That could be 7 years. I don't know. I haven't never put a timeline on it, but. For me, if there's a club out there that I feel that's right and wants to give me the opportunity to manage it, then obviously it's a decision that I'd have to make when it occurs.
Yeah, absolutely. So a question just come in. I was checking your Wikipedia page earlier. I think I'm right. 1996, you made your Watford debut. Does that sound about right? So 22 years from making your debut to where we are now. What's the worst thing that's changed about football in those 22 years? The one thing that you could go back to?
The worst thing? I'd probably say the physicality of the game now. I'd probably say that every time you see a player just get touched, he falls over, a free kick's given. I think we've come away from that sort of the toughness of the game, where the competitiveness and the aggression. We see it in certain games, but other games it's referees are whistle happy just to blow the whistle. The rules that keep changing, they're just weird. They're weird rules. Obviously, the offside rule, the way that changes, it confuses things sometimes, and it just makes the game harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adam Wilkes has just said fast pay. is the worst thing about modern football.
Do you want to,
I was going to say, Stephen Gill's asking, Robbo, who's the best player you've ever played with throughout your whole career?
Best player I've ever played with? Oh, jeez, wow. Well, when I was at West Brom, Kevin Phillips, Jonathan Greening, two outstanding players who had played at the highest level as well for some top teams. Bolton, Gary Cahill, Jack Wilshere. I mean, just unbelievable talents at their age then. And still are. It's just unfortunate now. You see the way that obviously Gaz is not playing at Chelsea. Jack's again picked up another injury, which is a shame because he was an unbelievable player, a great player to work with. So yeah, out of all of them, I'd probably say Gary Cahill. Even though you'd think, he's a defender. He was immense. You could see he was a leader. You could see why he's captain England, why he was captain of Chelsea, and why he plays at the highest level. He was just a ball playing centre half he had aggression, eye for goal as well. He scored some fantastic goals, and just a pure leader, great leader.
Remember a good goal against us, unfortunately, down at Villa Park. You mentioned Wilshere there. I'm a massive Jack Wilshere fan. I maintain that a fit Jack Wilshere is the first name on England's team sheet. What makes him so special? What's he got that other midfielders, other players in England don't possess?
He just reminds me of Gaza with his mannerisms. He's a character. He's a good character. His qualities that he possesses, he can drive past players with the ball so easy. When you watch him, he's got that low sense of gravity because he's quite small. He glides past players. He's got a variety of passing, short or long. And he's a tough cookie. He's not afraid to get stuck in. So he's got everything about him. He's just obviously the only things that you're worried about are the injuries that he picks up, and it's a worry. But he's a hard nut. He'll get on with it. He'll take it on the chin, and he'll bounce back like he always does. So this will just be another little minor setback for him, and then hopefully we'll see him come back stronger and hopefully getting in the England squad again, which I'd like to see. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd also like to see Ross Barkley in the England squad. I don't know what else thinks, but.
Yeah,
I think he's been superb.
Similar sort of player, yeah.
And again, in the World Cup,
he can unlock a defence, which I think we're missing from midfielder with England. I think we need that.
Yeah, I think he just needs to play though, doesn't he, Robbo? Ross Barkley. He needs to get somewhere where he can get some more football. Because he's in and out, isn't he? And he's not playing very much. So if he could get a move,
but what a talent!
Oh yeah, exactly.
Talent. Great talent.
Yeah. Same with Loftus-Cheek as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're just not playing enough.
When you're so used to, like England are so used to playing against teams who just sit there and wait for you to break them down.
Yeah.
It's the players like Wilshere and Barkley who are so creative on their day that they can conjure something out of nothing, and you're in behind them a bit before you know it.
Yeah.
Yes. A quick question. Somebody came up with. You would have played during your time at Watford in the playoff semi-final against Blues. Is that correct? So that away, well, it would have been the away game for you. That trip to St Andrews, on a night game, a fierce atmosphere. Compared it to that Fulham game, how powerful that a full St Andrews at full voice can be for that team. How much does that play a part?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive effect. A massive effect for the players because the players get that feel, they get that buzz that the fans are right behind them, and it gives you a massive lift. I think you see the performances when the fans at home, when they get right behind the team, it gives them a massive lift. They're confident. They do their best, and the fans know that. Well, as soon as the fans know that they're giving their all, they get right behind the team, and that's what the players have been doing. You can sense it now. You can sense that feeling when you're in the stadium. You can sense the atmosphere that everyone's together, everyone's connected, and it's even when I used to come with opposition fans and players used to think, geez, used to hate coming to St Andrews just because of the volume of the noise and the atmosphere. It used to scare away teams.
You don't get many grounds like that now, do you?
No, you don't.
It's more corporate now, isn't it? It's more like
atmosphere.
Yeah, especially with the newer grounds that are coming. Like West Ham have had their problems, and a lot of it has been put down to their ground. Yeah. Grounds like St Andrews, where when it's full and rocking, are still a really intimidating place to come.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. a few people have been asking for your shirt from the Fulham game. I assume that is wrapped up and very neatly in a very safe place.
That's framed.
Yeah.
I've got it framed, unfortunately, and there's a lot of people that always on social media ask me for my shirts. But
Yeah.
I don't know how many they think that I get, but I don't get a lot because our kit man's tight. So I wouldn't have got a lot of shirts, but no, I tend to sort of give my shirts out to my family as keepsakes as well, so they all get the shirts that I've played in. So that's obviously most of them. But if I do have spare ones going around, I do tend to send them out to the fans because they're important. The fans are very important to me throughout my career. They've been always supportive and always behind me. So if I do have spare merchandise that's lying around, I will send it out to them.
A question came in. Obviously, you played your career centre back and left back. We've had Pedersen come in this summer, new to the league. How do you think he's settled in? Generally, his performances at left back this season.
Generally, I think he's done very well. It's tough though. It's tough to come in and new surroundings, new players, get used to the style of play that the manager wants. And when you see these highlights in how he's doing, I think he's done very well. Yeah, there's going to be wobbly moments because he's probably not played against certain wingers in this league where they are what they are. They're very direct. They're in your face, and he might not have had that when he was playing at his old club. So yeah, it takes time, but I feel he's settled in well. I think he's starting to show what good player he's going forward. He's got great delivery. He's an athlete. He's strong. He can attack a ball in the air. So there's a lot of positives about his play.
Yeah, absolutely. And final one, just come in from Stephen Gill. Were you surprised to see Jack Butland stay at Stoke in the Championship? Were you surprised no Premier Leagues came in and took a punt on him?
It was strange. But for Jack, I think Jack, it's important that he's playing week in, week out. He stays around the England squad. He does well, and who knows? January's not far away now. So I'm sure there'll be clubs again sniffing like there always are with the young talent that's in and around the country at the moment with our players. And who knows where Jack might end up? But like you say, for him, I think as a young lad now, it's the most important thing is that he's at Stoke. He's playing every game. And he's getting his head down and he's working hard. Sometimes young lads can get their head turned by a big club coming in for them and making the head go all over the place. But Jack's a level-headed guy. He's very well grounded. He's got a great personality, and you can see that he just enjoys and he just loves playing football. And it's a credit to himself as well with the way that he's handled that, because it is a lot of pressure when you get that teams that are sniffing around and sometimes I find it's rubbish and rumours that just try and put the player off. But
yeah,
fair play to Jack. He's just got his head down and got on with it.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Paul?
I think
Anything
I'm good,
final to
mate,
say?
Yeah. Nice catching up with you, Robbo.
Yeah, you too, Paul.
Brilliant.
See you soon, mate.
Thank you very much, Paul, for coming on. Absolute star. Thanks very much for your comments this evening. Paul Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Paul. There we go. Paul Robinson, really good chat actually. Lot of thoughts on the current format, the current how things are going.
The ingredients does need to be a really good manager.
Yeah, I think yeah, there's a respect thing there. I think a lot of the younger players coming through will respect him from in the under 23s and that'll stand him in good stead. Yeah. Good absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant.
Fantastic. Okay.
Right.
Wow. There were so many people asking for
shirts.
And that's
I know. Yes, so the quiz.
I think
the final answer for the quiz. I did see somebody get it.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name. I meant to put it down.
Yeah.
It was Yuri Jarosik.
Yeah.
Yuri Jarosik was the final player who's played for Blues who has won a Premier League winners' medal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Can I just quickly say
5-9.
what old is it? Oh my god!
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely flown.
Okay, so I'll do
Yes.
I'll do a double share next week. Now,
Okay,
next week we won't be doing a Monday show because I'll be away for my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, it's my birthday
42
today,
today.
actually, but I should be away. So we're hoping to do something a bit different, a bit special. next Tuesday, aren't we?
Yes.
We don't know all the details yet. 'Cause we haven't made them up yet.
We are playing Brentford away.
Yeah, we are playing Brentford away.
So we're hoping to do something
different
in conjunction
with the game.
Yes. Which is a little bit different. Yeah,
it's going to be very different. Yeah, it's going to be a Tilton Talk evening. Very long one.
We'll have to get the camp beds in.
Yeah.
Okay. But we'll let you all know at a later date, closer to the day that.
Before you go.
Oh my goodness! There actually genuinely is a piece of cake.
I heard Paul Devin in watching.
I know, yeah. Cut Paul off this bit, yeah. We've got 2 to 3 minutes left to preview the Ipswich game. Paul, Ipswich home.
I think I said it earlier. If we can keep up the level of performance that we've done throughout most of the season so far, and we take our chances, then we could be looking at a comfortable victory on Saturday.
Yeah.
We just need to do those things.
Absolutely.
I don't expect them to pose us much threat at the other end.
Yeah.
I'm hoping not anyway.
No, I certainly don't think they'll be going all guns blazing at us.
No, so if we can get out the blocks quick, maybe get an early goal, and try and get 2 or 3 up by half time, we could be aiming for a treat on Saturday.
That'd be perfect.
I do think, from what I've been watching so far, that someone is in for a good,
and it could, like you say, we've got the confidence from the Leeds game now.
Yeah.
An early goal, and we really could fly, couldn't we?
Definitely.
So we'll have predictions. Chris Brown, prediction: Ipswich at home.
I'm going for a 2-0.
2-0. Paul.
I'm going to go for 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
I will go 5-1.
Wow.
Go for that mic, because I think there's something going wrong with that mic.
Okay, no problem.
I'll just switch it on.
We have got 4-1 Lindsay, 2-0 Jason, 2-0 Nick, 4-0 Chris. Benji's negative antics are going to get him blocked. 0-1 Ipswich. Terrible. Jez 3-0 Blues. Chris 4-0. Paul 2-0. 2-0 Blues. Adam 2-1. So there's a lot of positivity.
Yeah. Which is which
I said it to Robinson. You'd expect it, wouldn't you? Yeah, we're football supporters. We've just won away at the top of the league, and we've got lowly Ipswich coming to us. Why can't we beat them?
Let's keep our feet on the ground though at the same time and not be complacent. But
I think it's good that we're confident.
Yeah.
We don't want to go into it anxious. We should believe in this group that they are good enough to win this game.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep playing the way we've been playing and take our chances. And if we continue to do that, we can climb up this league.
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris, anything further you'd like to say?
No, I think we're about done, aren't we?
Are we about done?
Sorry about,
Dennis says 23-4 to Blues.
So I hope you all enjoyed this evening's.
Yes, thank you all
different,
for joining in, commenting. Hope you enjoyed Paul's stint in the box. Hope you enjoyed Paul Robinson's interview. And keep an eye on the Facebook page this week, and we'll all let you know what's going on next Tuesday.
Good night.
Good night.
We're so happy. Follow